My name is Sheila Hill. I'm an intuitive life coach and a spiritual guide, bringing you a video today on the subject of entities. Not necessarily my specialty, however, I do have a lot of knowledge, and what I'm doing with this video is simply making an offering of what my belief system is around the topic of entities. Now, I am going to preface this one particular video with I am not here to argue or to debate or converse about whether my belief system is the truth or not. So I am leaving that here. I am simply offering for those that resonate with my work, and if you are a part of my group or a subscriber of my channel, I'm going to assume that some of the belief systems I hold and the practices that I practice are of interest to you. So let's go. First of all, the word entity in of itself has sort of a lower vibrational fear sort of connotation to it. And I want you to understand that entities, the umbrella word itself, runs the gamut from everything from jealousy, envy, gossipy, that type of energy, all the way through the whole spectrum to full-on possession. So we're not going to go there. There's no point. That is so incredibly rare. But we're going to work with the stuff in between. Excuse me. And this is where people hold a belief system around the idea that they are under psychic attack, or that when they are sad or depressed that they are under the influence of an entity, that if there's addictions, some sort of addictions or possibly even mental illness, that there's an entity involved, all of which are true and all of which is not necessarily what the belief system you may be holding around it. So in this video, I want to be able to help you untangle all of this. Okay, so every single one of you that is watching this video, that follows me, that is on the spiritual awakening path, that is on your personal journey of evolution, you are here to remember that you are a high vibrational being, a consciousness from a much higher dimension, squished down into a third dimensional body with an ego slapped on the front of it, and you are under the veil of amnesia. You're here to remember who you really are. And many, many of you, including myself, I've been on this journey too, are masters that are here to have returned to Earth to see, supervise, help, and be a part of this ascension process. There are no small humans. Another topic for another time. We're going to just go with this for now. There are no small humans. There are no less than beings that are here that are a part of this human collective right now. Particularly right now where we are on the ascension process, where we are ascending from the third dimension into the fifth dimension. Every single one of us that is here, that has a soul, that came here to be a part of this, we stood in line. We stood in long lineups in order to come and be a part of this human journey. So if you are feeling deflated, small, overwhelmed, frustrated, particularly in the energies right now, it's not because you have an entity, it's because you're tired. You're spiritually tired. You have ascension fatigue. It's a real thing. And the only solution to that is good hydration, good nutrition, lots of rest, and lots of self-love and self-care. So, let me talk a little bit about the idea of entities under soul contract. This may be a new sort of reality for some of you to delve into a little bit. Just when we decide to be a soul in human form, when we decide to incarnate and come here, we create our soul plan. our divine plan for this journey, for this very short journey into the human experience. And on that contract, for example, we choose who the actors in our play are going to be, i.e., our parents, our partners, our friends, perhaps our coworkers, our children, who are going to be the actors in our play. What sort of soul lessons, soul completions, soul belief systems, incarnations, karma, any of that stuff that we want to transcend in this lifetime is all on that contract. Now, for some people, they contract an entity to be a part of their journey just the same way as they contract an actor, a friend, a partner, a parent, to be a part of their journey. For those that have perhaps had lifetimes upon lifetimes of struggling with perhaps addiction, they may come into this lifetime with an entity that is the addiction that they are here with the intention to transcend in this lifetime. It's the same as the people that you attract into your life that perhaps treat you poorly, because they are here to remind you and poke at your belief system that you're worth more, that it's time to wake up and say, no, I love myself and respect myself enough to not allow someone else to treat me in a way that leaves me feeling unworthy, unloved. Everything about this experience is sovereign, every single piece of it. So when we come into this lifetime, sometimes we come in with very, very strong, embedded in our DNA coding, very strong belief systems around things, around victimhood or unworthiness, or, the list can go on and on. Are those entities? You could look at them that way, but what they are here are your core energies that you are here to transmute and transcend in your remembrance of who you really are. A high vibrational being, a consciousness from a higher dimension in human form. That is who you really are. And every person, every experience, good, bad, or indifferent, every entity that you have danced with, every experience you've had, every event you've been a part of, has all been a part of this unfolding and unraveling, the evolution of you to help you remember who you really are. So in the case where you have an entity by soul contract, and these entities will stay with you lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, the contract itself is benevolent. They want to go home too. They want to go home. They're going to play their part in your life until you're able to see it, to empower yourself, to step out of victimhood, to remember who you are, heal the wounds that keep the entity attached to you, and let it be free. The process is benevolent. Another flavor, if you will, of entities are just pesky little buggers that hang out in the fourth dimension. Although the fourth dimension is mostly clean now, so it could be that if you think you are having issues with just pesky little bits of darkness that tend to like to attach itself to you, that you are operating under an old belief system. We are in new energies now. We are in the energies of New Earth, where everyone is powerful and sovereign, where your thoughts and beliefs become your intention, become your field, become your energy that you hold, and what you allow and don't allow within your field is entirely up to you as a sovereign being. So, is there some gunge, some crap, some little pesky buggers hanging out in the fourth dimension? Yeah, I'm sure there is. Because as other people sort of clean their space, clean their field, clean their thoughts, these little things fall off and they just look for someone else to attach themselves to until everyone is operating from the space of sovereignty and there is no food left for them. So your first step, if this is something that you might be struggling with, is to remember who you are, a high vibrational being of light, a high dimensional consciousness squished down into a third dimensional body, operating from your egoic space that is your belief systems. Remember who you really are. And then begin to understand what it means to be sovereign. If you had a robber come to your door, your front door was unlocked because someone just left and the door didn't get locked or whatever, and a robber just walked in. Hi, I'm here to rob your house. Would you not stand there firmly in your power and say, you are not welcome here, turn around and leave now? Yes, I'm sure a lot of people would be scared, call 911, all yes. Follow me in the analogy. Would you not stand there in your power and say, out, you're not welcome here, this is not your space, these are not your belongings, turn around and leave? Of course you would, because you're sovereign and that is your space. You wouldn't go, oh, here we go again, now I'm getting robbed again. This is just what happens to me. I'm always getting robbed. Poor me. Okay, come on in, take what you like. You wouldn't do that. And this is a very exact same thing. When you keep your field filled with the knowingness of sovereignty, the remembrance of who you really are, no matter how difficult it is from day to day to stand in that space of sovereignty, hold on to a little bit of it every day, to fill your field with self-love, you become the dominating field in your space at all times. When you choose not to play in the entities of self-judgment, self-hatred, unworthiness, unlovability, when you choose not to play in those entities and attract those entities into your field, you become a stronger, more powerful vibration in your own space. And that in of itself encourages and anchors in sovereignty. You see, there are no victims in this human entity game. You have either contracted, you have a soul contract for a particular reason because there's a particular thing that your soul is asking for you to transmute and transcend in this lifetime. Or you choose to play in that victim-y fourth dimensional space where, oh, well, I just tend to attract these things and this is my behavior and this is how I get rid of them, but then they come back and you're dancing with them. You are playing with them. And you, as a sovereign, free-willed being, have the power, particularly in these energies. So I don't want to hear, oh, well, I used to do that and it didn't work, because I'm telling you the energies have shifted. You're holding more light now than you have ever held before, whether you feel it or not. Otherwise, your body would have burned out and you would have died already. So if you're still here, you're holding more light in your body than you have ever held ever before. The energies are faster and more powerful now than ever before. And the fourth dimension is about 80% clear of all nonsense. We are doing the physicality of clearing out nonsense now. That is what's going on in the physical realm for the collective. But most of the astral plane and the fourth dimension is mostly clear. So you get to decide, as a free-willed human having a free will experience, but as being, also a sovereign high dimensional consciousness having a human experience. You get to decide. Are you going to play victim and dance with these robbers that keep coming in your house? Or are you going to do self-care, practice good self-thoughts, practice your sovereignty, and stand at that doorway and say, not in my house, turn around and leave, you are not welcome? The choice ultimately is yours because you live in a free will state. Now, if this is new to you and it's something that you want to be working on, practicing, I'm not going to say trying because trying always leaves a window for it not to work. All you need to do once a day, 10 times a day, 50 times a day, as many times a day as you feel that you would like to. You can put your hand on your heart, open your crown fully. There's no reason for anyone to be closing their crown nowadays. All of that old school, protect yourself, pull in your field, close your crown, shut yourself down. None of that is required anymore. That is all old spiritual practices that do not work and do not need to in these energies. Open your crown, hands on your heart. Close your eyes if you would like to. Truly connect into the essence of your being. Feel you standing firm and strong, and just declare, I am a sovereign being of the light. All energies, and you can go on, energies, entities, implants, attachments, cords, contracts, you can do the whole list if you like, that are not of my best and highest good or my free will choice must leave my space and my field now. You can add to be returned back to the light. You can thank them for being in your space if you like. You can cover yourself in the violet flame of Saint Germain. You can open up a hole in your floor as a portal and fill it with violet light and put it all in there. However you want to do this is your choice. But it is as easy as declaring your sovereignty and commanding all energies that are not for your best and highest good to leave now. And by the universal law, not the earth law, the universal law of free will, all other consciousnesses, which is what an entity is, must follow the free will commands. It's a given. You do that and then you don't think, oh, I don't know, did I do it right? Did I say it right? Did I get it right? You do it, you declare your sovereignty and you command any energies to leave you, and that's it, it's done. And so it is. That's it. Open your heart, open your crown, and make the command. I am a sovereign being of the light. All energies, implants, attachments, contracts, cords, anything energetic or conscious that has attached itself to me or is in my field or is in my home or is in my space is commanded to leave now. As simple as that. There's no more room for victimhood in these energies. We are ascending, and fear and victimhood is very, very third dimensional. And because you are spiritually awakened and you know what you know, it's time to let that attachment to the third dimension go. Stand in the truth, stand in the love, and stand as a sovereign consciousness that you truly are. No more nonsense. I love you. I hope that this helps. Please leave your comments or questions below, whether it be on YouTube or in Facebook. Until next time, bye for now.